Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to our battle here in the Franco-Prussian War. And this is all thanks to the modding community of Pike and Shot campaigns. I want to thank Odinethius, the one that created this particular battle. Just a really great job. And guys, in this particular battle, we are going to be playing as the Prussians in the Franco-Prussian War. For those of you that are not aware of this, where I don't want to go through the entire explanation, suffice it to say, anybody that wants to give sort of a basic explanation there below can do that. Now, one thing is for sure, the Prussians creamed the French in this war. In fact, they got all the way up to the gates of Paris itself. And in this case, we are playing as the Prussians, and we're tasked with taking Sedan. Now, I actually kind of wanted to play as the French to see just how difficult it would be to defend in a battle like this, considering the French are pretty outgunned in most cases. But we have been given the Prussians under King Wilhelm, so we must do our best to destroy the enemy entirely. So guys, I'm going to start by softening the enemy up here, and I'm thinking it might be a good idea to soft up their artillery, but I'm not sure that they're going to lose a lot of artillery with this. Maybe we go straight for the infantry. So let's fire the first shot of this battle right here with the two heavy batteries. So right away, 29 casualties, pretty significant casualties at this distance, but you have to understand that there were hundreds of thousands of men fighting this war. The casualties were much higher. I almost want to compare it, especially since it happened in 1870, to sort of the European version of the American Civil War in terms of realizing just how deadly these weapons had become, these rifles, etc. So I think we're going to have to make a push forward. We have to take the city quickly so that we can get on the way to Paris. Also, I love the sound effect Odinethius put in there. Those sound like proper actual rifles here, smoothbore muskets. Is it smoothbore muskets? In any case, these rifles fire quite rapidly. We could fire over here, but we're not really aiming there. I think we should hit the unit we can actually see. Let's hit the 1st Brigade here of the French. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to for sure. And we'll keep on firing on the 1st Brigade, 1st Division over here. They've already taken a pounding from our other artillery piece. And look, if we can knock them out, even better. I really also love the way Odinethius created sort of these unit representations over here, the unit portraits. Just a really good job here. Let's get those Jaegers up. They can shoot at quite a distance. In fact, they probably will be able to fire about here or something like that. I also want to move up another battery here. I think we could get it a bit closer, but we could keep firing over here. I think it's going to be more effective if we go ahead and link up with the 2 heavy batteries and continue firing from this position. Let's also grab the Uhlans. Wouldn't be a proper Prussian army without some Uhlans around. For those of you arriving, welcome guys to the battle here. Good to see everyone. And it looks like we've got some more Jaegers. I might move up over here to like locations like the church, etc., just so we're not totally out in the open. But these Jaegers should be able to fire pretty soon. That's the kind of their specialty, is being able to fire at a distance. For King Wilhelm, fire another round. Some medium fortifications. Not bad. Definitely want to take that center of town there. And I think so far, actually, this sort of Les Bois Chevalier should keep us covered. It's a very shrubby area. Oh, maybe not. I spoke too soon. We definitely took some hits there. But the fact is, we've got to make our move one way or another. Let's see if we can get a shot from here. Maybe not. There we go. We can definitely get a shot with our regular infantry. Let's take a look here at the chat. How's it going, guys? Ryan Neal, Than Tui from Vietnam, I'm guessing. What's up, man? Gabriel, it's been a long time, man. Good to see you. Gaming Kid says, I thought you were streaming on Twitch. Well, we just streamed this on Twitch before, and 1 person showed up. This is another thing. That's why we need people to subscribe to that Twitch channel. It's very important. So we're definitely getting more viewers here. Let's put it that way. Hey, Ryan Neal. Historically, the Germans pounded the French with artillery and did not assault. The French guns were short range and unable to respond. The French infantry were massacred by the artillery and attacked. Ah, Ryan, merci. Okay, so, or excuse me, danke, I should say. We're going to have to use that to our advantage. Hey, Artem, first time at your stream. Good to see you, man. All right, guys, so that might be a good idea there that he just mentioned. Maybe we don't want to move our infantry forward. We just want to keep firing with our cannons and try and force the French to attack. might not be a bad idea. So I'm going to do that. I'm still going to probably harass them with some Jaegers, things like that. Try to shoot them from a distance. Maybe some of these Saxon corps could get a few shots off. Not bad. And I'm definitely going to move these folks forward, the Jaegers. So I'll try to get them over there to La Ponte Magie, which should give us a pretty good defensive bonus there. So keep pushing forward, and we're going to have to push there on Waldencourt. So I think we'll keep the army back there. We'll just keep them back. We won't move them forward. With these guys, we will push towards Fresnay, these areas, and maybe we can get a little breakthrough here. And shooting there by the French. They definitely don't want to go down. But I think even at this distance, we might be able to get some shots with the Jaegers. At least very, very soon. All right, firing the 2 heavy batteries. Let them have it, boys. Oh, that was disappointing. Very disappointing. Again, wow. So they were really protected by those buildings. There we go. Good shooting. All right, so I actually really like the way that brigade looks. Medium foot with a Chassepot rifle. So they actually give us the name of the rifle here. That's beautiful. And again, this was like some serious stuff. We've got carbines over here with our cavalry. We've got Dries rifles with our Jaegers. You know, this was not just the standard, stand in a line and fight your enemy. And I think both commanders quickly realized that. The French a little less quickly, unfortunately for them, than the Prussians. Get that field division forward. I think that's going to be it. We'll end the turn and turn it over to the French. Actually, we have a few more units here we can move forward. Wow, that's quite a distance. Okay, we're going to end the turn right here, guys. First, let me move the cavalry forward a bit. And let's see how the French respond. So again, as one commenter mentioned, we're hoping that the French will actually exit the city and attack us out of sheer frustration. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. The Emperor himself is defending, not Napoleon, but one of his distant relatives. So they seem to have quite a lot of artillery themselves. That could be a problem in this particular battle. Man, they've got a lot of artillery. This is really the last choke point before we get to Paris, which is why they must be fighting with such ferocity here and really trying to not get overrun, let's say. All right. Let's see what they do. Wow, 42. Very good shooting by the French. And over here, I think they're just going to stay put. Kind of how they did in this battle. Stay put, hope that they're safe here in Sedan. We've got to coax them out by just bombarding them. Might try to move this unit into the shrubbery over there. Oh, missed. We might have to keep moving up that road with those men. Of course, that does make them a prime target. But I think we might have to play this battle a little different than the historical battle, or else they might just hold on to that center the entire time. Again, this is based off casualties, guys, not based off objective points, so as long as we can rout more of them than they can of us, that's good. That's a victory. Ooh, nice hit there on our 8th Division. Looks like they missed one of the enemy rounds, but they didn't manage to miss that one. Nice, 27 on the boys at Waldencourt. It's definitely a point that I think we could take. And we can already see the massive amount of damage that our artillery is doing here on their line. So yeah, maybe that is the key, is just keep up the firing and force the enemy to exit here. This could be a perfect battle to show just the power of artillery, you know, how important it is in battles like this, and potentially win us the fight. So I think we might just target one unit this next turn with artillery and just hit them as much as possible. I'll still try to get some Jaegers in, though, to give them a little extra incentive to get the hell out of here. All right, there's no melee combat, and it looks like the 11th Corps has arrived to close the trap. Oh, wunderbar. All right, guys. So we get also the 11th Corps additional men to help us here. Quite a few cannons as well. But we're going to have to cross this nasty little ford here, this deep stream, to be able to get close to the enemy. Let's see if we can fire at this distance and still do damage. It looks like we might be able to. Beautiful. Take a look here at the chat. Hello from... Oh, there we go. Thank you. Beat says Ryan Neal. The Bavarians did attack Brazil, but it ended up being a street battle, which caused some of the myth that the Bavarians couldn't fight. Do I have some recommendations for low-spec games? I'm guessing you're talking about games like that can play on most operating systems. I think that this would be one. Yeah, you should be able to play Pike and Shot on a fairly weak operating system. Again, this is based on like a board game, so it's very possible. Wow, Ryan says the French were still using bronze howitzers while the Germans were using steel Krupp guns. Hello, Lion. Welcome, boys. Welcome, everybody. Okay. We're still not at a distance where we can hit them. But this cavalry brigade might come in useful eventually. Love to knock out one of their artillery pieces. Oh, we should be able to get a shot from there, man. All right, I'm going to try to get all of our guys over here in this wooded area. It seems like a fairly good place to defend from, but you never know. We don't know until we get there. Okay, nice. We can actually get a shot on Waldencourt. Waldencourt, I think is probably the correct pronunciation. Or Waldencourt. I have no idea. Do we have any French speakers here? Fire. 36. Disrupted. That's what we're talking about, guys. That's how we're going to manage to force the French out. So we will move forward. Open fire. 29. Just going to take a few more hits, and they will eventually break. 4, not enough yet, but we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. In fact, I might move this unit over here just to keep firing. Got some units there at Balan that are going to be a problem. Okay, so I'm trying to get to Le Pont Magie right there, guys. It's going to give us, again, a defensive bonus. But we don't have many troops there that can cause much damage. However, we still have our artillery, and we have this 1st Brigade, 1st Division. This is the one that we're targeting at the city. Ooh, we should have done much better than that. Can we get a shot off with the Jaegers? Come on, boys. Do it for Prince, or King Wilhelm. Excuse me, King Wilhelm. I don't want to get my head cut off. 5. So with the rest of our infantry, we'll do what was suggested and just stay put. 3. Got to get some better shots than that, boys. Concentrate your fire. 31. That's more like it. Oh, that is not good. So yeah, we're not going to get close with these guys. In fact, pull back. Yeah, we're going to play this the way they did it historically. And we'll keep on firing at the 1st Brigade just because they are in a more open area. So I think it's going to be easier to get them to run. Otherwise, I would have fired over here at La Moselle. But I don't think we need to. I might still try to get a few sneaky shots here. But it doesn't look like that's going to work very well. Come on. Oh, come on. And we still can't fire. We're still out of range. So we just don't have the rifles with some of our units capable of getting that range. Thankfully, with some of them, we do. Like right there. .21, beautiful. There we go. Could actually turn this cannon to be even more effective. Let's do that. Although I believe it means we can't fire this turn, which is kind of annoying. All right, that's going to be it for that. Let's end the turn. Turn it over to the enemy. Robots, pound them like the Q. Oh, wow. Wow, got to be careful with the YouTube with that. That is hilarious, though. That is absolutely hilarious. We're not playing as the Catholic Church, Robert. Is there only one Franco-Prussian war, or is there more? That's a good question. I'm not sure. You almost got me, my boy. You almost got me. Prussian drivers were shorter range than French Chassepots. They will be able to hit you twice as far as you hitting them. Interesting. Okay. So they do have longer range rifles, but we have rifles that can fire faster. Is that correct? Than theirs. Interesting choice. All right. So yeah, we'll end the turn. And I believe we're getting even more reinforcements. Could be wrong on that, but I think we're getting even more support. By the way, really great job by Odonetheus at setting this map up. The city looks so cool. Much more realistic than any of the cities I've seen just in the basic Pike and Shot campaigns. Sedan actually looks like a city, which I really think is nicely done. Can't forget they have artillery as well. Nice, we disrupted them. That's what we need. Eventually, they're just going to lose hope and have to retreat. And it looks like we're getting some reactionary fire here, too, which I love that. Still a lot of great shots coming from those Chassepots, so I think we need to move our men back even more. At least a few groups of men. Some of them can hang out here and keep firing. It's just a flesh wound. We can keep attacking. Although those guys on the left, I think we will have to move back completely. Because they're just going to have to cross way too much open ground. And in a war like this, our guys are going to get eliminated, within at least a turn or maybe two if they're lucky. Not sure what we should do with the cavalry in this battle. Nice shooting. That's what we need to see. And we do need to get these guys at least into Velay. These are probably the only group we really want to move forward because they are right out in the open. French have really nice defenses set up here, but let's just hope that these defenses can't actually save them. Feuer! .36, beautiful. We fragmented the units in Vaudelincourt. And again, I think it's going to be one more hit before they break, if we're lucky. Nice, 35. The artillery is beginning to work its magic. I like that. .34, oh my gosh. We are just blowing these guys to kingdom come at this point. Alright, back to the forces of King Wilhelm. Let's try to, first of all, get this guy to get the hell out of here. I'll try to get a direct hit from this distance. 2 heavy batteries, not as effective as I'd like it to be. Let's fire again with the horse artillery. And we will fire with the Bavarian Corps. There we go. Got our first break, guys, on the French line. They just couldn't hack it, and as you can see, the 1st Brigade, 1st Division, is running for their lives. Now, who do we want to target? Let's target this 1st Brigade. Or potentially the guys at La Moncelle. No, I think we'll target these guys, especially since they have their side turned towards us. 33 right off the bat. That's what I like. But these boys, yeah, I do think we need to potentially move back with them. Or we could be really silly and try to attack this area. We can still get a shot, so I'm taking it. But I'm going to prepare to do an about face here. Go, boys. Beautiful. 23. Yeah, I'm going to be a little crazy. Why not? Finally get these guys into La Pont-Magie. And we can actually hit this unit right here at Balan. Again, if we have the chance to get some good hits here, I'm going to take it, man. 13, great job. One thing we are going to do is eventually have to move this cannon forward. But for now, I'll go ahead and fire at Vaudelincourt. 5. We are so close to breaking them as well. In the name of Prussia, drop your arms. Oh, scheiße. It's not good. 6. Man, they're still not breaking. But they're very close to it. Hello, Jake Featherston. Good to see you, sir. And Madaok. Oh, thank you, Icon Rostov. Icon Rostov says, I thought Agrippa was this on Twitch. Well, this is the problem, is I was streaming this on Twitch before, and we got 1 viewer. 1. So, another reminder. Thank you for that, by the way, man. That's a good suggestion. Guys, please subscribe to Twitch here, because that's really where I want to do most of these streams, but it seems that everybody gravitates towards YouTube. I don't know if you guys just see it faster, or if a lot of you guys are new here. Make sure to also subscribe if you are new. But thank you, Icon Rostov. You're very cool. You are a very cool man. We will continue to defeat these dogs. Let's see if it works out. Let's go. We got 2 heavy batteries. Still have some artillery here we can use, but those buildings in Vaudelincourt are pretty much mitigating most of the damage we send out. There we go. That's what we want to see more of. Direct hits. And maybe we can fire from here. For the glory of Württemberg. And finally, great job. Wow, the Württemberg folks actually managed to break that unit. So as you can see, the 1st Brigade, 3rd Division, 5th Corps has broken as well. That's pretty good, but until they actually get off the field, it's not really technically a complete break yet. So we just have to get lucky. But now that we've, we've pushed for that attack, I think we need to kind of go on through with it. We've got to keep moving, keep attacking. We won't attack on all fronts, of course. Just on the areas where they don't have their artillery directly aimed at us. Sehr gut. And I know some people don't like Twitch because they don't want to sign up, etc. I promise you guys, like the sign up process on that thing, it's like 30 seconds at most. Like email, give us your email. We're gonna send you a code to make sure that you're not lying to us. Boom, done. That's pretty much it. Also, guys, thank you again. We just recently reached 12,000 subscribers. Pretty exciting stuff. I know I don't sound too excited, but I'm mainly not excited because I've been sick for the last 2 weeks with a really nasty infection. So I'm not like 100% there yet, but I think I'm getting there. Oh, look at these guys right there. These are the guys that routed. And I want to make sure they stay routed. I don't want them returning. So Jaegers might be able to get a shot if we get them a little closer, but I think the important thing is to keep everybody safe. So we're actually going to pull back the Jaegers. We're going to pull back these units as well. Pretty much anybody we can afford to pull back is retreating. And let's focus our fire on that unit. 33, disrupted already. I mean, they're out in the open. What did they expect? 6. We fired with these weapons already. This is not the best idea because we're in no way turned towards that unit. So maybe we keep firing at Daigny. Even though they have fortifications there, we've been getting some lucky shots on the reactive fire. So I might just see if I can't soften it up. 28, nice. If we get some shots on it, that would be even better. I don't think so, though. And we have to be careful. As you can see here, this unit is disrupted. So I'll turn around with him and try to escape on time. But even in the woods here, they're still able to outshoot us, because they've got that long-range rifle. And we have very fast-firing rifles. I believe it's breech-loading, if I'm not mistaken, but or the distance on these rifles is not the best. Don't forget, boys. Don't forget. I'm serious. I'm serious. People in chat, you have to subscribe there. You must, or else something bad's gonna happen. I can't specify what, but something terrible in your life is gonna happen. It's depending on what you consider terrible. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You might be going to open the door to your apartment building or your house, and you've got to try twice instead of once. I mean, that could occur, and it would be directly because of not clicking that link. All right, boys and girls, let's see. I think we'll go ahead and end the turn. Make sure I moved all these units. Yeah, we have. Okay, well, it begins. Now let's see how far it can go. We're at 6% on the French troops routed. And again, we have to get that to 45% to get a victory. Or 60% if we both are at that 45% threshold. We'll have to wait and see. Oh boy, look at that, man. Very effective fire from the enemy. So we have to move these guys back even more. I mean, at least they're not targeting our artillery, which right now is what is most important to us, is keeping our artillery alive. But it definitely looks like on that frontal line, that frontal attack, like sort of the biggest attack front we have, we can't do anything with the infantry. We just need to pull them back. Okay, they're still running. Of course, this is such a large map, they have a lot of chances to regroup. So I'm thinking that might happen once or twice. And again, those units at Balan are another target of ours. Oh boy. Sedan really is a fortress at this point. And they did break one of our divisions. Let's hope that they will regroup. At least they'll be out of harm's way. We should take a look there at Montpellier. Yeah, they have so many batteries. So we'll just pull all these troops on this side of the hill. And then if the French attack, we can move them back on top of the hill and do it that way. I think that's going to be the key here to victory. We're fighting back that northeastern attack that we sent in, well, southeastern, or southwestern, I should say, if you're looking at it from this perspective. All right, let's hope we get some lucky shots here with the residual shooting phase. We tend to do pretty well here. And I want to break the units in Val-d'Encourt, but I'm not seeing them anymore. Is it possible that they are now hidden? That would be awful. Oh, that's right, they broke. What am I talking about? So now we have to focus on the battalions behind them, or just move directly into Val-d'Encourt, which I'm not sure is a good idea at all. Good shot. Nice. Again, decent hits in Dagny. And it's just some little bit of shrapnel damage, not direct hits really, because we're not getting that 30 or 40, but it's a start. It's a start. All right, the Prussian Guard Corps reaches Villers-Cernay, and unless they have artillery, I'm not really that happy. But we'll see. We'll see. I think we have already, yeah, we have a little bit of artillery here. 2 heavy batteries. We need to get them into position, of course. Can we fire at this? No, we definitely can't. So we're going to start moving the heavy batteries into place. And you know what? We'll move in the Jägerschützen, etc., and try to hit this Given area using the woods as cover. I know this typically is not a good idea, but I'm going to try to make it work by just sending in everyone on this front. So they're going to have a lot of targets to choose from. Okay, so maybe we'll actually manage to get our cavalry in the fight. I think it's going to be really tough to do, but we'll see. This is pretty much the end of cavalry, or approaching the end of cavalry, where cavalry is just completely obsolete. I know, I'm sorry, Horsey, but that's just the way it is. I'm just looking here at the chat. I like what's going on here. I like what's going on here. Okay. Must make King Wilhelm proud. Yeah, so with this unit, we're going to turn. And we'll keep hitting Denyi. 18, not bad. Right, that was not very effective. And again, I'm just trying to get these units out of here as quickly as we can. These guys will turn around. They've got to retreat. Unless we can actually get a shot, I don't think there's any point in sticking around. See, look at that. They can even hit us at that distance. That's incredible. So they've got some very good rifles. We can't mess with those rifles. Unless we can get some... If we can still get a few shots, I'll keep some of these units here. Okay, these guys are disrupted. They're going to be our main target. 12, come on, let's break them completely. 20, still not fragmented. Wow. Man, they can take a nasty amount of shots. Come on. Damn near invincible. Okay, guys, moving towards Basel. This is once again one of those areas we are deciding to attack on, but it's very risky. We actually don't have that many units taking the risk here. Nonetheless, I think we can do all right. 14. 30. Nice. So as you can see, we can throw out a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, which might give us a win there. We can also get another shot on that group of disrupted units. But they're holding it together, man. I mean, they are really holding it together. All right, let's focus on Balan right now. $33. Wow. Think so. Now we're going to focus on the enemy units here at Sedan Station. And one of the main reasons we want to do this here is just the fact that these guys have no real support here. They do have just this one area that they're defending, but we can destroy them pretty quickly. We've got them surrounded with a lot of units. I think this is a good chance to knock them out. This age of the locomotive. It's turn. 26. Beautiful. They're disrupted. Should I risk sending in the Ulans? I don't know if I should do that. I'm going for it. You can also fire with the Ulans before moving in for a full attack. And we've also got a shot here with a battery. We may be able to liberate Sedan Station, boys. Alright, so we're going to move 2 heavy batteries over here for next turn to use against the station. And the rest of these guys, we just want to get out of this disgusting Villette swamp area. It's a terrible place to be right now. But if we can get into one of these actual, I guess we'd call it like town buildings, I think that would be pretty useful. It's going to be a hell of a move, though, just to get across this damn land pond. Well, actually, this is a pontoon bridge, so I guess it is man-made, just really poorly man-made bridge. Make sure that we fired all rounds. Oh, no, we didn't. Got another round going out, or a few rounds, but did not manage to break them at Sedan Station. right, guys. I think we will end the turn there. And again, with those reinforcements, I'm hoping this will turn the battle completely in our favor. Here we go. Be right back, boys, as this is going down. I want to thank a few people here, Matioke, C. Birch, and Benjamillo, that subscribe to me on Twitch. That's what you got to do, guys. Thank you a bunch. And I don't know if the correct term is subscribe, because maybe for subscribe you have to pay. I'm talking about like follow me on Twitch, make an account, click the follow button. Please do that, especially if you like this kind of stream. That's where we're gonna put most of these streams from now on. It's a bloody push for most of our men, but I'm hoping it pays off. And look at that 43 down at Balan. We need that to continue. Oh, that distance. Let's see if we get some reactionary fire that's effective here. Residual fire, I should say. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, we're about to break the units at the station for sure. Come on. Another reason I think it would be important to take that Basel area right there, the one we're attacking on this front, is it might force the enemy to have to sort of reposition their artillery, which I think would take away a lot of the focus on our guys up here on the hill. You know, again, it's just a guess, but that's another reason I'm trying to get at least one of these attacks to succeed. I don't want to send out like a full attack with all our men, but I want to do these probing attacks to kind of just frustrate the enemy. Right now, we have more troops routed than the enemy, so we have to be very careful. Got to try to break some of these French units. Nice, beautiful. We had a unit actually rally. That definitely helps. And now the focus has to go on these other units like this one right here that's fragmented, the 1st Brigade. Get a shot from here. I think we can, but shouldn't we be trying to get this guy out of here? Sorry. 5, definitely not enough to break. In fact, I'm going to aim at this guy. 39, that was a beautiful shot. And we can still get a shot here with the 45th Saxons. 4, not bad at all. But I don't want to push our luck. So let's just keep moving back with the Jaegers. Move back with these guys. And we're still getting shot at. Look at that. Even with the retreat, we're still getting shot at. And this really is a strategic retreat. This is not, oh, we're terrified. We actually do need to move back here. Aren't they fragmented? I thought they were. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, I think we should focus on one of the units out in the open. So it's going to have to be this one, 2nd Brigade. Wow. Come on, boys. No schnapps before firing the artillery. This is going to be, like, absolute order. 12. Beautiful. But once again, we need to start moving these guys out of here. And they're already fragmented. They could easily break next turn. As for these guys, we are going to continue moving forward. We also want to get these guns closer. It's a shame they're just such heavy guns. But, you know, it requires a lot of time to actually put them in position. So we're just going to try to overwhelm this position. Nope, we got to get a bit closer. And again, this is very risky as well. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look over here. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, here we go, guys. Trying to break that fragmented unit right there. 17. Still not enough to break them. These guys have a lot of courage. Which you wouldn't expect, you know, because they're, well, you know where I was going. You know where I was going. Here we go. Nope, he's still sticking around. 39, beautiful. Yeah, I knew that had to be a break. That's pretty much a direct hit with artillery. And now I think we should focus on Basel. Since we are trying to make an actual push for this location, we're going to have to throw all of our arty here. We're also moving men forward towards that area. So we've got to commit to it. Or else I don't think there's any chance of a victory here. Okay, it's not much, but everything helps. 24. Oh, I didn't necessarily want to bring this corps back, but you know what? Now that they're already turned, I'm not going to redo that whole thing. It's just going to take too long. Oh, 27. I'm amazed that our men did not break with that attack. 8. They're still not down. And over here at Balan, we have another chance at breaking the enemy. 22. 25. Disrupted. Beautiful. These guys are very good shots, the Jaegers. That's kind of their job, but still, very, very good shooting. And I think we could also target this guy right here. Doesn't look like they're very strong, and they're a volunteer unit. Yeah, they're going to break quite easily. Let's get rid of those volunteers. We also don't want to forget, though, Sedan Station, but I think we can take it out without using these guys. Oh, interesting. I think we would get a shot. Okay, so we can do our first cavalry charge here. It's not necessarily going to go very well, but let's do it. And we broke! Wow, we broke the enemy. Beautiful. Looks like cavalry won the day there. I don't know how quickly it's going to be, though, before the enemy targets us. And there are a few units here that are pretty weak. A few enemy units that are pretty weak, so maybe we should push forward. Try to break them. This guy that's fragmented. 3rd Division. You know, it would be great if we could actually knock out one of their artillery batteries. Oh, so close. Breaks. There we go, guys. A rout. And that should have spread. That break should have spread, but I'll take it, man. I'll take it either way. I'm worried about this cavalry brigade. I think they're going to be routed very soon, and there's no good place for them to run. So we're just going to have to keep on going, pretty much. Okay. At least we've got the cover of these buildings. I really love the art also on these units. Just so well done again by Odonatheus. He always does this when he does these modded scenarios. He just really does some very good research into that, how the divisions looked, etc. You know, it's just a work of art. Got another shot. Another shot. I'd like to fire at the volunteers, but I will fire at these volunteers. And again, I'm just assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that these volunteer units have a lot less morale. Sort of like they just volunteered to join in the spur of the moment, or it could mean, you know, they're volunteered and well-trained and actually want to fight. But I think in this particular war, volunteer would be more, you know, knowing the Prussians attack, they immediately mobilized. Again, I could be wrong. I think we've used up just about every shot we have here. Yeah, that's going to be it, boys. It's on the turn. Ryan Neal says, Agrippa tried counter battery to cool their guns a bit. Ooh, okay, good idea. So sort of fire at their artillery and lessen their damage. I see what you mean. Yeah, we should have done that this turn, man. Hello, General Tiberius. How you doing, bud? Good to see you, sir. All right, guys. I'll be right back. We're going to turn it over to the enemy. All right, I'm back, boys. I like to see the French troops routing through the city itself, but I knew that cavalry unit was screwed. That was just a fun little charge I wanted to do, but at the cost of a lot of men. Ooh, the Württemberg boys are getting shot. They look French, so that can be a problem. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Twitch as well as subscribe here. We got 3 people that subscribed so far, which is awesome. We need more. We need more on Twitch. There's way more of you here that have not yet subscribed to Twitch. I know it. I know your darkest secrets, boys and girls. Put that link up there again in a second. Hold on. Also, how would people feel about a return to Castle Wolfenstein? That's the second game in the series. Walkthrough on Twitch. I've never done sort of like, an action game like that, but I think since it does have a World War II touch, it's a fun game. It's a classic. If people want me to do it, it's something I really want to consider doing. Another cool thing is for those of you that enjoy any of the Cold War games that we usually do, we're actually going to have an interesting game. I'm not going to mention which one it is, but you can probably guess if you've been watching the channel recently, against the developers. And I don't know when I'm going to set it up, but I think it's going to be this coming Thursday or Friday. I will put an announcement, but I hope to see you guys there. I hope to see you boys there. It looks like, by the way, the French are trying to charge us with cavalry. You'll see what a mistake that is, but I like to see them attempting to start to break out here. And this is where we can really crush them. Here we go. Let's get rid of those volunteers. They're not going to want to volunteer after this battle. Let's put it that way. Nice. That's, again, their cavalry. We are just going to destroy here in the next few seconds. Nice. 20. Wow. All right, boys. And final reinforcements. The Prussian 5th Corps arise from the northwest. As if we couldn't get any more assistance here, we're getting the Prussian 5th Corps, although they have to cross a really terrible bit of terrain there. All right, so those troops are off the field, unfortunately. Not all of our troops are going to be coming back. Let's put it that way. Some of them will rally. Like these boys here. We're just going to try to get them across the bridge as quickly as we can. And let's concentrate fire. We could concentrate fire on their artillery pieces. That's not a bad idea. Try to wipe those out. This station is ours. Although we are pretty badly shot up. Okay, I think I'll move into the light fortifications here. Yeah, let's fire down at the volunteers. Really need the Bavarian Corps to work their magic here. $18, beautiful. And keep getting shots like that and remaining fairly hidden, we should be able to knock these guys down. But Balan are also, the guys in Balan are also about to break. I don't know why we're getting such great shots with against them. It must be just the fact that we're using these, the 3rd Division. They must be great shooters because these guys are in medium fortifications and we are destroying them. Four. Come on. 28. Oh, they still held together. Incredible. Wow. It's one tough group of enemies. All right, so I'm going to shoot at these guys just because they're the ones we can actually see. And even at this distance, you can see we're having a lot of difficulty in actually making any damage happen. Let's take a look at our reinforcements. Again, they have to cross pretty awful terrain. It's not that it's awful, like, it's easy to move across it. It's just also easy for the enemy to see us. See if we can fire at this distance. No, we need to get a lot closer with the guns. This is going to be a long battle, boys and girls. Don't forget you can tip by sending payments to agrippaMaxenius@gmail.com, because I think I'm going to be here a while. I get a feeling, I thought this was going to be like a really, really fast fight. It doesn't seem to be that way. Thank you again, Icon Rostov. All right, this is where the magic has got to happen over here at Given. Beautiful, 20. That's the kind of damage we have to do. And I'm trying to keep some cover over here, as you can see. Not with the cavalry, obviously. Because the key there is going to be speed. Oh, we're so close. 18. We're right on top of them. And look at how beautiful that is, by the way, the art on that cavalry piece. Oh! Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Nope. Too far away. We've got to get closer. Let's keep moving those guns. Eventually, we're going to have these guns in a perfect position aiming up over here at Given, which is going to help make it... It's going to make it even easier for us to take this location. Although they still are getting shots from over there, man. 12 hits from over there. That's amazing. But we're Prussians. We keep pressing forward even if we're getting killed left and right. We really will, you know. Davigny looks great. Who to focus on? That is the question. First of all, let's keep moving these guys away. They're still going to get shot at, though. I told you, even at that distance, they will still be shot at. I'll keep firing at Davigny. And we've had some pretty good shots there, and anytime we do... hold on, let's set up the counter battery. Someone mentioned the counter battery. I'm a noob here, so how would we... Maybe we just need to target enemy batteries, period. For now, I'm going to focus on Davigny, just because I think we can break them. And we'll do the same over here with some of these other units, especially this one, the 1st Brigade. 20! Wow. 4. Could have done better than that. I might move the Jaegers up just to see if I can get another shot with them. And yeah, let's see if we can hit them with these guys as well. I mean, this artillery piece is right in front of them. 12. And I am really shocked that they haven't broken yet. Ooh, I did not expect them to open fire. Look at that. Even at that distance, guys, they can see us. It's incredible. Those Schassspot rifles are really good at range. The rest of these boys we want to keep back, except for... We are still doing that attack on Basel. I don't know. All right, so... These are the cavalry units I was talking about, guys. The fact the enemy brought the cavalry forward, kind of laughable, because I think we can make short work of these guys. But I could be wrong. So let's go ahead and open fire here. The 1st Brigade. 34. 92! I have never seen casualties like that. And even with our fragmented unit, we're going to fire 43, and they're still moving. These guys are insane. The enemy is absolutely insane. Fire. 0. Okay. Maybe the horses were running really fast or something. Galloping, I should say. 5. Come on, man. 15, and they are still sticking around. Is it possible they can withstand another 2 volleys? My goodness, boys. We are facing, I believe, the cavalry from hell. The 1st Brigade Cavalry Division. I've never seen anything like that. In the meantime, let's get these guys even farther back. Keep them safe. And maybe we'll try to use our Uhlans. Maybe. If I can get them to kind of move around here. Now let's focus on Balin. Want to destroy this area. Wait a minute. What? Did you guys just lose your ability to shoot? Why were they able to shoot before and now they can't? Have we already fired? I think we may have. Okay. I think the only one we're going to get a shot at is going to be the volunteers. Or, you know what? We'll fire at the artillery once again. Just because it is a major threat. Let's be honest. And now we will end the turn. I think we moved everybody. Wait. Yes. All right, guys. Take a look at the chat first. Hey, Araman, what's up, man? Good to see you, bud. And Jed Hurtis, good to see you, bud. Hi, Agrippa. You may have answered this before, but have you ever played Command Modern Air Naval Operations? Oh man, everybody asked me. I really just need to learn the game. It's a tough game. Texas says France was a conscript army, just that had yearly training, kind of like the National Guard. Wow. Yeah, long time no see, Texas Spirit. And you're absolutely right, Akon Rostov. Akon Rostov says you need tip notifications. I do keep my eye on my email for PayPal notifications. I always let people know if anybody has tipped. But you're absolutely right. And that's another reason people have got to subscribe on Twitch. Because on Twitch, we do get, like the tip notifications. You can actually see your actual tip pop up. You can be like the first, second, third tipper. So once again, I implore you folks, subscribe here. We had somebody else subscribe on Twitch. Thank you, Poye. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Poye? Is that it? Interesting. Thank you, man. So far, Benjamello, C. Birch, Matioc, and Poye. Thank you so much, guys. Ariman says, battalions on both sides of the war took heavy casualties, and while the French officer staff in this war was nothing short of abysmal, but their soldiers were surprisingly brave. Look at Joseph Gallieni. I think that's beautifully shown in this battle because we just took out so many of those cavalry units, hundreds, and they didn't even fragment. Mediocast, or there are other Slytherin games like Pike and Shot and Field of Glory. Not really. Those are the two games created by Richard Bodley Scott. The guy is an absolute legend. I actually met him in real life, had the pleasure of meeting him in real life. Just an amazing guy. As far as I know, no. There is the original Field of Glory, which I wouldn't recommend necessarily. Oh, there's one more, Sengoku Jidai. That's another one you may not have seen. Sengoku Jidai is also made by Richard Bodley Scott, and it's set in well, actually, there's several periods you can be set in, but it essentially encompasses the Japanese invasion of Korea. It encompasses the Warring States period in Japan. It encompasses the Mongols attacking, I believe it's China, actually, if I'm not mistaken. There is so much there. I think you'd really enjoy that one. Sengoku Jidai. There's also a cool aspect of Sengoku Jidai that you don't get in Pike and Shot, is the sort of, how can I put this? You get fights between generals. So like if you have a general in your army and you attack another army and they have a general, you can have a duel to decide kind of like who wins, which I think is really cool. And another game that I didn't mention is Battle Academy. Battle Academy is another game like that, set in World War II. So it's sort of Field of Glory or Pike and Shot in World War II. So yeah, there are more games like that. All, I believe, by Richard Bodley Scott. Break some men. On to eat sauerkraut tonight in Sedan. Nice. I think this southern end is really their weak spot here. But as you can see, crossing in that open terrain, we're still taking a lot of casualties. This is going to be an uncanny number of casualties for a Pike and Shot game. I can tell you that much. Okay, so it looks like we've gotten most of our troops off that central hill, which I think is good. And that'll hopefully keep them safe. It's these guys I'm worried about by Sedan Station. It's a bloodbath for both sides, but even though we won that kind of initial conflict there, I don't think we're going to keep winning. Unless we get very lucky with our shots. And the French, as mentioned here in the comments, they're very brave right now. You know, no matter how much damage we do to them, it's very hard to break them. Really, artillery has been the only thing that's worked, which is how the battle was won historically. Just bombarding this city into rubble, pretty much. Sehr good, men. "51 just got hit there, dead and wounded, and again, no fragmentation from the cavalry. See if they'll fragment on this hit. Okay, they're actually firing at a different location. Okay, no hits there. 33, come on. I think our artillery spotters are panicking a bit here. They're not getting the kind of hits they were getting before. Got to start breaking some units and give them some confidence back. Nice, getting close enough, guys, to inflict damage over here at Given. That's what I want to see. Come back, boys. Don't run. Okay, let's see. We think we can still get some shots with these guys. Guys out in the open, but this is the unit we've had our focus on for quite a while, so I'm going to keep firing at them. Man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Okay, we'll give them another volley. Yeah, well, that's actually just pretty bad firing on my part. With the Jaegers, once again, don't want them getting shot. We're keeping them back. Okay, let's see if we can finally break this cavalry corps. And in fact, I'll use the artillery. I was going to say I'll use the artillery to target just the Marine Brigade here in Bissau, but now I'm not so sure. Ooh, it's a tough call. All right, yeah, let's see how our infantry does first. 59, beautiful. They fragmented them, although our infantry are also fragmented. Move up into this wooded area. 23. 21. Oh my goodness, guys, they are still not broken. Okay, let's give them a face full of canister, or excuse me, not canister shot, shell shot. 30. They're fine. 18. Oh my goodness. This might be the bravest unit I've ever seen in Pike and Shot campaigns. 1. I mean, we've fired with just about every conceivable weapon imaginable. We can still fire with the Bavarian Corps here. 19, and they are continuing to move forward. Let's get the Uhlans up here. Maybe only they can break that French unit, but that's just unbelievable. Let's actually take a look here. So they had 1,164 men. They now have 613. Just to give you an idea of the casualties they've taken. I mean, wow. Okay, so the attack here at Given, this is going to be... It's a given that this is important. How many people want to stab themselves from that pun right there? I had to. I just had to. Let's get fire in. First, we'll fire at Dagny. That area is really weak. Or it's not weak. It's just... It seems to be a magnet for our shells, and I think eventually they're going to get the message and get the hell out of here. let's go, boys. I think from here we should be able to use this cannon. Obviously not this turn, but next turn. Same with this guy. Oh, 79, my goodness. That was incredible. Let's turn towards the enemy. We're going to fire. And no, we're not going to charge. That would be a terrible idea. And again, enemies still be able to react with some pretty good return fire there. We just have to keep the pressure on single units, and they are just so damn brave. Forget that stereotype about the French not being brave. In this particular fight, especially since, you know, in this war, the Prussians got to the gates of Paris itself. They were absolutely willing to fight to the death, and did in many cases. What else do we want to do? All right, let's focus on our other attacks. So I think those volunteers, that's the next thing we could take. Although, maybe we should just go for the medium batteries. In fact, oh, we still wouldn't win that. Wow, that's really surprising. Okay. So I am going to keep firing at that medium battery. And I'm going to try to break this volunteer unit. Ready, aim, fire! And also the units at Balan are so close to breaking there. They're disrupted. We've just got to try to fragment them. I know the positioning for that cannon is not the best. Trying to see if we should maybe fire at a different unit. We're closing in though on their artillery. I think we'll fire at this guy right here. 34, nice. Again, we've got to pick a target. If that's going to be it, so be it. Okay, we finally got these guys out. Doesn't look like they can fire this turn. Maybe next turn we'll get lucky enough and be able to fire with them. Man, it's a hell of a fight. It really is. Just, I thought it was going to be pretty simple to break them with the arty, but they are holding in there. Holding in for dear life. Maybe we should push forward. Maybe we should. Kind of keep the focus away from just that area. I don't know. Okay, let's get a few more shots here. So we'll fire at Balan. Ooh, 0. No good. And let's hit the volunteers. 15. Disrupted. Oh, we should have been focusing on them before. Okay, maybe next turn. Maybe next turn. For these guys, I will move the 2 horse artillery batteries up, get a bit closer to the city itself. Yeah, this was Van Moltke. Robert says, Agrippa, do you play Agiad games? I'd be willing to pay for a personal tutorial on how to manage supply in games like Wars of Succession. You don't need to. I actually, when I was employed at Slytherin, if you go on the Slytherin channel, I did a tutorial on Wars of Succession. I thank you that you'd pay me. That's very kind. I don't know, as much as I'd love to accept that, I don't know if I can accept payment for something like that, because I don't know how much I don't know how much I would ask. I'm not sure. It's a very complex game. I mean, the Age Odds games in general are very complex. What I think I can do is give you some good advice. And the best bit of advice I could give you is play Aliacta Est. I'll play the tutorials in Aliacta Est. They're a lot simpler than a lot of the other Age Odds games. And it'll pretty much, if you can figure out Aliacta Est, you will understand the other Age Odds games. With the exception of Revolution Under Siege, because even I don't know how to play Revolution Under Siege, and I really want to learn, but it's just too complex. And I think the reason being, it accurately simulates the massive issues with command on both sides, the Reds and the Whites, during the Russian Civil War. You know, communication could end from one day to the next, to the point where, like, you'll give orders to like 10 armies, and like 2 of those armies will comply, maybe, depending on how you're playing. You know, it's that kind of game. So in terms of Wars of Succession, it's simpler, but I thank you for that, man. I think what I'll do is, it's what I've done before, and typically when I do this is I get a lot more views on the video, and that is like a tutorial series, and I'll consider doing that for Wars of Succession. But I think what I would do it for is Aliacta Est, as sort of a primer, just like a basic tutorial. Let's end the turn. Yeah, they don't like us being in Vedlin Core at all. Okay, maybe our artillery can actually reach out. It's starting to be able to reach out, even from this distance. And, okay, good. So we've got some enemy units that have dispersed. They've thrown their weapons down. There's no way they're coming back to the battle. Maybe even run back to their homes in Sedan. Hopefully they don't get caught by the police militaire, else they'll be shot for desertion. Getting very close to those cannons, guys. And they did manage to break our cavalry there. What a shame. They're just trying to avoid retreat in any way possible, the enemy. And it's working, I must say. $88, my gosh, they actually managed to get 88 hits, 88 hits on that unit. I mean, these attacks are very, very dangerous for our men. Okay, wow, the battle continues. It never ends. Mein Gott. 43 hits right there. Yeah, we're going to have to pull back again. I really was hoping we'd get some support with our longer range units. I don't think that's going to be able to happen. It's got to be all already here. Nice. Nice reactionary fire there. Even the enemy realizes that cavalry is not going to cut it in this battle. We finally fragmented their cavalry, but I almost feel like I don't want to waste any more shots on that cavalry unit. I want to kind of focus elsewhere. There we go. Residual fire. Nice Balan hit. Let's hit Balan again if we can. I'm really shocked they haven't broken yet. Nice. 16, we finally broke the cavalry, and I'm very happy there because on our turn here, we're not going to have to focus on them, and we can keep moving towards our objective, and hopefully we can get into it. Again, if we can get into the city, even if just on the outskirts there, I think it's going to cause a lot of confusion amongst the French. Look at that. Everybody's firing at Dany. Seems to be sort of a good place to shoot at, but they aren't breaking. Okay, very good. Had a few of our units rally, except for the ones that have just gotten right off the field, unfortunately. Okay, guys, back to our turn. Glorious Prussia on foes of victory. Let's get up close and personal. 55. They really don't want us here, do they? Okay, guys. Let's give them hell. 29 up here on the hill. We should be able to get a pretty good advantage. What about for a charge? A charge is just not going to work, but we'll keep firing. 114. Well, at least our cavalry seems to be just as brave as the enemy cavalry. Should be able to fire, but I think it's because we have a bunch of men in the way there. 29. All right, let's see if we can soften them up even more with the artillery here. But once again, they are fighting for the very preservation of France. So it's going to take a lot. I mean, you can see how many hits they just took there. In fact, we'll take a look. They had, oh, well, again, these are battles with a huge amount of men. 3,822, now they have 3,408. So they could actually stick around for a very long time if you think about it. And I think that's why the historical approach may not work here in this battle. Let's keep firing at Dany. I'm going to look at these troops to see kind of which one is suffering numbers-wise the most. You know what? We're going to keep firing at Dany. And with this guy, we'll fire at this unit who's been kind of out in the open for better part of the entire battle, really. $17. Come on, break them, boys. 13. Let's get another shot. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. You bet I'm bringing the Jaegers back. If not just to get one shot. And at this point, we'll focus everything on that infantry unit at Basel. Gotta break into the city. Full attack, men. We can understand now, though, why it takes so long to get people to fragment in this particular battle. And again, this is a modded battle, so this is part of it. 35, 79. My gosh. I think I'll just keep the Uhlans back here. Let's take a look here. Okay, we'll go over here. Once again, we should be able to break Balan. Yeah, they've lost over 500 men. Over 500 men. No wonder that they're getting closer and closer to surrender. And there we go. Fragmentation. That's a good sign. Ooh, do we fire at Balan or do we fire at these guys? I think we fire at Balan. 18. They're still not breaking, but they're getting there. They're definitely getting there. Seven, come on, let's break these volunteers. That charge is still not going to work very well. Trying to soften them up as best we can. But it's not so easy. Alright, let's see if we can hit that guy right there. No, I think we're just going to have to keep moving forward with the rest of this artillery, the infantry, etc. And yeah, there's no way we're going to get a shot from here. That's just not going to happen. Ooh, never mind. That was a pleasant surprise. All right, boys, time to end the turn. Make sure we didn't miss any shots whatsoever. Yeah, we should have one more shot here. Let's open fire at Denyi once again. Oh. These heavy cannons should be able to do quite a lot of damage. Problem is, not much in range, except for, you know, these units, these. I guess we'll hit the heavy pounders, or we can actually hit that second brigade. That's an even better idea. But we missed completely. Okay, guys, ending the turn. Ryan Nielsen says, don't forget 10th Corps in the corner. Yeah, I think he's talking about these guys right here. Yeah, we've moved them as best we can, and here we go. All see, death and destruction, I can't handle it. Yeah, they definitely can see we're trying to break in there. That's pretty obvious. I mean, it's a pretty obvious move, but it looks like they focus completely there. They're not focusing on any more of our guys on the hill. So again, we've taken the focus away from shooting those guys up there, but not to our benefit. Let's put it that way. Get out of here, Frenchies. Okay, beautiful. Love to see those routes. And we have disrupted the enemy in Sedan, guys. Again, just a small start, but a start nonetheless. How great would it be if we could break through the city in 2 different locations? Our men are just as willing to die here. I think they know if they retreat, they're going to get shot anyway, so they might as well keep going forward and hope for the best. Nine, we did have 1 unit to break. This happens sometimes. But yeah, I didn't want that to happen. That's too bad. Absolutely too bad. .32, man. As much as I like to keep those guys up there just to get hits, maybe we need to turn them away. And again, this is why this could take a really long time. Turns remaining, 18 turns. I think ideally the way to win this battle is going to be to pull most of those units back if the attacks don't succeed and just hit the enemy from afar and get them to fragment and just win by default. So we'll see what happens, but this is a long, long battle. Again, make sure to look, guys, in the description of this video for the Twitch link. Please do follow me on Twitch. If you want to tip, you can TWIP, really? You can tip using the PayPal there, or you can just tip here, I guess, doing the Super Chat option. Although it's much cooler on Twitch since we get those little gems, the bits, they're just much cooler. It's more interesting to kind of see them flash up on the screen. Here it's a bit anticlimactic, to say the least. Nice. Good hits there. Eventually that unit's going to have to break. And the enemy's not standing in the best position with a lot of their infantry units. They've got them just kind of openly splayed out there in front of the hill. Not even on top of the hill, which just makes them very easy targets. The issue is they have thousands of men. So we can hit them as much as we want. It's going to take a long time to break them. There we go, a disruption. I like to see that. And again, 1 unit breaking could potentially make other units break. There we go. That's the kind of shooting we need to see. See, at that distance, it's a lot harder to get a hit. We got two men hit out of thousands. Okay, beautiful. 2 rallies. Unfortunately, a lot of routes as well. Back to our turn, folks. And I think first things first, we're going to try to weaken them with some artillery. .45, beautiful. 61, Scheisse. 48. Oh man, 102 on our cavalry. It's a bit too late to turn around. And even now the charge would not work. We're really going to have to surround this guy. Here we go. Prepare to fire. 38, man. They are still alive. Hoping this guy will also protect this guy from getting shot at. But the battle is most certainly on. And actually, we'll fire at Dagny. This is an area, again, we've been hitting for a long time. Maybe we can finally break it. That fragmented unit, I want them all the way back here. Well, that guy also. It's a really good target. .32. I've got to imagine that a majority of these are going to be wounded from all the shrapnel from these shells. Just to make sure they can't hit us, I'm moving back with him. He can stay put. He's been doing a pretty good job. Ooh. Now this guy we need to turn around. Damn artillery. Still hasn't broken them. Okay, well, let's hope it breaks them this time. I thought for sure that the cavalry was crushed. I guess not. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm actually going to keep firing at that 1st Marine Brigade and just trying to weaken that position. All right, let's see if we can't wipe out the charging French cavalry directly in front of us. Man, talk about bad luck. 72, beautiful. We just disrupted them. So we know now we have to get really close there to inflict mass casualties. And we've got our very own cavalry unit here, the Uhlans, but they will not win against that French cavalry. No way. I'm going to try something very risky. Yeah, very risky. I'm going to see if I can't charge one of their artillery units if I manage not to get shot up on the way. In fact, we can fire. Might as well fire into the 1st Marine Brigade. Get those numbers down even lower. And I really want to break Balan. Come on, boys. 27. Those men at Balan can't have too much fight left in them. There we go. Beautiful, guys. Amazing job there by the Bavarian Corps. We finally broke 1st Brigade. It took long enough, but it finally happened. That's what's important. And now, I want to break this unit right here. Not a good start. We could actually start closing in with our arty very soon. Just going to have one more set of volleys before I do that. All right, boys, it's all up to you. We're definitely out shooting them, but not quite enough. Yeah, I saw that coming. The field division is going to get out of here. What about a charge? And once again, a charge would not work. At this point, it's just kind of a skirmish across this field. Man, they could easily, if somebody put, and I think this would require a lot of work, but they could easily do a World War I scenario here in Pike and Shot campaigns. If they can do Franco-Prussian War, they can absolutely do World War I. How great would that be? Just going to get all of this already close. Hello, Rommel. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you. Okay. got to take a look, everybody, by the way, at our Discord link, please. The reason being, and Rommel, you'll like to hear this, we're trying to get a game of Kremlin together in Tabletop Simulator. I personally don't know how to play it myself. I've just seen it being played. It looks great. But what I was thinking is maybe we get either somebody that knows how to play the game to help us do a tutorial session, and then we, as a channel, we get 8, 9, I think 10 is the maximum on the game, people to play the game, and we can stream it. Obviously, everybody needs a mic, but I think we could have a lot of fun there. And obviously, you got to be careful on those streams. You want to be careful with what you say, but we could have some fun. Let's put it that way. We're nearly at 2 hours on this stream, guys. I think this battle might take quite a large amount of time. Unbelievable. Okay. I think we've moved everybody for this turn. Hold on a second. Yeah, those guys aren't coming back. All right, we still get a shot here. So the thing is, we could commence an attack with these units over there at Montpellier. But I think it's pretty dangerous. Yeah, we're going to move these Jaegers back. Yeah, I think that was a good idea because, as you can see, we're still getting shot at. We want to get behind the hill over here, or else we are targets. Although with this unit, I'm really tempted to keep firing. Wow. Even at that distance, we can't get him. Okay. Wish we could use our howitzers right there on that unit, but doesn't look like it. So we'll just keep hitting Dagny. Just from the sheer shock of the shells, they should eventually, start to fragment at the very least. Hussars who walked up to a fort demanded its garrison surrender. Then again, Hussars universally seem to try to do their best to die by 35. My goodness. Somebody do me a favor, drop the, I should have this on hand, drop the Discord link for people to join us there as well, because that's where we put announcements for upcoming streams, things like that. And again, we're going to start having quite a lot on Twitch, so make sure to follow me there. All right, let's end the turn. Yeah, at this distance, it's definitely harder for them to score any crazy hits. All right, some French units dispersing. That's good news. That means at least they can't come back. But yeah, we're at 16%. Not good. We really need to get the French over 16% to win the battle. And they're doing a good job at defending here. Although, look at that. Wow. Those guys just being massacred. If we could break through there, that would be huge. And I see a few disruptions on those French units there. To the south by Torcy. Let's see if we can continue that trend. I can't believe these guys still have rounds. I mean, after all this time. Again, nearly 2 hours of a stream, and they still have plenty of ammunition left. People must be carrying the ammunition in their basements at this point. Pixel, if you're in stream, just drop the messages there, man. I can't respond to your stuff on Steam right now. Come on, Rommel, you know better. You know better, Rommel. Oh man, yeah, that unit is taking a nasty amount of pounding from the artillery. We need some really good residual rounds this turn. Nice, 64 right there. And I feel like we're about to break in at least to the eastern part of Given there, a suburb of Sedan. If we can do that, I think that's going to really work out quite well for us. Ooh, look at that. So the charges are not working at all once again. Even here against men with rifles, the charges just can't work. I think artillery in this scenario is almost negligible. I mean, excuse me, cavalry in this scenario is almost negligible. But we'll wait. We'll see if we can work out any miracles. Get maybe the last charge of the Uhlans or the last charge of the Hussars. There we go. Come on, boys. You can do this. Sehr gut. At least they're firing at the right areas, more or less. Nice, fragmenting the cavalry. I like that. One step closer to that actual area there. That's a shame. As long as they don't disperse, there's always a chance they'll rally, like there. Nice! Beautiful! The cavalry has rallied. Unfortunately, I don't think they will. But it's back to our turn, and what I'm really curious about is whether or not we can get into Given this turn. So we will see if... Can we fire over our men's heads? I think we can. Heads down, boys. 11... 24. Come on. Yeah, again, the charge just does not work right now, with cavalry at least. 54, fragmented. We're so close, guys. We could even charge and get a victory here. We're going to do a charge, our first charge here of the 2nd Division, and the enemy has broken. Beautiful, and we also disrupted the chasseurs. So this is good news. I'm even thinking maybe it's best if we get even a little closer and try to charge them. So I'm going to move forward here, open fire. 43. And yeah, I'm going to get right up close and personal. This is risky, but I think it's a good idea. And prepare for a charge. They're fragmented, guys. They're so close to breaking. I think this is potentially a successful assault, and we're going to charge in with the 2nd Brigade Guard Cavalry. It looks like our cavalry attack may work out here, and we've broken the enemy. Incredible. So the cavalry is still relevant. I stand corrected. Just absolutely got rid of a bunch of French there in Given. And even though I still think they can repel us with everything they've got here, it's an interesting start. Definitely an interesting start. Even though Denier is our usual target, I'm thinking maybe we should start hitting these guys to lessen the damage to our own men. Yeah, I think so. Especially since they're out in the open there. Yeah, you know what? We'll even fire at these units over here. In North Given. Not too effective, but who knows? Wow, look at the distance here. We're still able to hit their cavalry. And I think we can break their cavalry this turn. Oh my goodness, 92. Unbelievable. The amount of actual damage they were doing there. 80. And we've auto-broken the cav. Is it going to affect any other units? It did actually disrupt their artillery. So, don't think we can break the arty, but that's a good start. A lot of our units, obviously, on this attack are also disrupted. Let's face it, it's a brutal assault. 24. I would think that would break them, but maybe not. All right, we're going to get a side shot here, guys, on the volunteers. I'm really hoping to force these volunteers to finally give in. And you know what? We'll start moving across the ford here. Love to shoot at that unit, but that doesn't look like it's an option. So we'll have to settle for the artillery here. And as you can see, guys, over here we've got some fragmented enemy units, mostly volunteers. That's definitely a focus, something we want to focus on very soon. 21. Come on, boys. I want to break these guys. They just refuse to surrender. I mean, they are volunteers, so their morale must be pretty high, but I think their training is pretty low. Nice, another fragmentation there. Not a break, but close to a break. Yeah, it's not working out well for those boys. All right, we're getting fairly close with this group to the point where the artillery will be effective. Not quite there yet, though. Keep that in mind. Hey, Maximus. How you doing, bud? Good to see you, man. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours here. So, Maximus is kind of like Santa Claus. You know, Santa Claus only shows up on Christmas. Maximus shows up if you've been streaming for about 2 hours. He'll make an appearance. Or if I'm playing Gravity Tactics. All right, let's take a look. By the way, I have some insider knowledge. I don't know how people are going to feel about this. But I do know, I've spoken with the folks at Gravity Tactics, that the next DLC, it's actually going to be a DLC for Maya's Front. I'm kind of happy about this, kind of sad. is going to be another Operation Hooper edition. I like that it's, you know, like a modern war. That's what I want to see more of in the actual Graviteam Tactics series. But I'm not really happy about the fact that they're just kind of going with a conflict they've already done. You know, I would love to see the Korean War using the Graviteam Tactics engine. I think that would actually be a really good conflict for it. But I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. Come on, Graviteam. Yeah, we'll focus fire on the artillery. Nope. Despite these guys being in the open, they just don't seem to want to go down at all. And I'm going to keep retreating here with the 8th Division. Got a direct hit here. This should do some damage. Not enough, though. Let's move over here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to hit the Danier area again. Let's do it. And I'll give you guys another look here at the amount of people in each of these units. It's like much larger than, of course, most Pike and Shot campaigns, since this is a custom-made match. First, before I do that, I want to see if I can get a shot at any of these units that are fragmented. If not, we'll do the next best thing. But I'll show you guys just how much damage the enemy has taken at Danier, and whether or not you guys think it's worth sticking around there. Another shot. Yeah, I'll have to fire here. Armament says cavalry in this war could do its job, but, well, it was getting harder and harder to do the whole charge thing, and frontal charges were basically suicide unless there was a lot going for it. Wow. Yeah, I can imagine so. I can imagine that would be an issue, man. Let's see what else we want to do here. Again, I don't want to move these Jaegers up. It's just too dangerous for them. But we've got some Jaegers here that maybe could help eventually. Again, no. I think it's too tempting. And I'm even going to move the, well, maybe we could try to charge at the Brigade Guard Cavalry. But it's going to take a lot of weakening the enemy before that works, so I'll actually keep them back here to be safe. In fact, I'll try to bring the Jaegers east. Oh, what's this? A few more cannons, guys, that we can bring to the battle. And it looks like, you know what, since we've already committed to attacking here, I'll try, and what I'm going to try to do is like move these guys over here and come in this way. But either way, the enemy can hit us. We've seen that before. The distance here with the weaponry they have in this particular war, in the Franco-Prussian War, is enough that it doesn't matter if you're like all the way over here. They're going to be able to hit you anyway. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens here. All right, we're going to end the turn here in a second, not before we take some fire. Wish us luck, boys. I shall be right back. By the way, we've routed nearly a quarter of the enemy army. That's pretty good. But let's see if they can return the favor and do even worse to us this turn. Oh, that's not good. They just had one of their units rally. Now, he was just fragmented, so that means that he's essentially just gone right back to his original status. Oh boy, they finally broke one of our units there. And yeah, that attack may just not have succeeded like it did on the east. We may need to pull those boys back. Just a little too deadly here. Let's see if we can knock those volunteers out at the very least. Fragmented once again here. Yeah, so now their focus is almost entirely on give in there. They see we've broken in, and that has to be their focus. I mean, that is the weak point now. We've actually gotten into the suburbs of the city itself, but close enough as far as I'm concerned. All right, beautiful, guys. We did break one of their cavalry units, but it looks like the other one got behind us, although he lost 48 men. Nonetheless, he's not pulling back. He is engaged right now with this unit, so that's not what I wanted to see, but it is what it is. At least we did a bit more damage to his unit. It's not going to make too much of a difference, though. And it looks like some of the French are coming out once again. Their cavalry are just desperate to either get a medal or just go straight to their deaths because they are charging us nonstop. And again, the numbers here are much larger. There's just a lot more men representing a single unit. But I'm still surprised by these insane charges. 2 of them have already failed miserably for the enemy, but they're going to try again, I think. Okay, wow. We'll take a look, guys, at the units in Dany specifically to see how many men the enemy have lost to wounded or killed just in that one unit. Beautiful. This army is arriving. I think it's the 10th Army or the 5th Army. It's the 5th Army. All right, very nice. A few rallies here. Unfortunately, some of our units are dispersing. And it looks like the enemy is continuing that charge with their cavalry. That's going to be a tough one to deal with, I'll be honest with you. Nice! We've got some rallies across the river, too. That's what we need to see, especially as we're moving into Given. So let's take a look here at Dany. If we just click on this unit, we can see that they had 3,705 men. They now have 3,038. It might not seem like a crazy amount, but, 700 men out of 2,700, yeah, gives you cause for reflection if you're in that unit, that you may or may not make it out alive. Well, thank you guys. We're over 2 hours here. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching. I want to thank Icon Rostov for giving some super chat here. That always helps. Make sure, like I said, very important to subscribe to us on Twitch. Now, this battle is a lot longer than I expected it to be, and I think it'll probably take us another 2 hours. What I do promise to do, since so many people showed up to the stream and supported it, is I will make a part 2 to this battle in about a week's time, something like that. And we really are going to start putting all of our information on our Discord channel, where, you can get all the information about upcoming streams, things like that. But once again, subscribe to me on Twitch. That's extremely important there. If you subscribe to me on Twitch, that's where we're going to be doing most of our streams here coming in the future. And it's only the real reason I'm even doing this YouTube stream is to make sure that you guys head over there, very soon. Thank you again, folks, for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. And thank you, Maximus, for stopping by as well, man. I think most of you guys should know Maximus by now. Awesome YouTuber. Does a lot of very modern warfare type games, and he's also a serving member in the Canadian military. Canadian Armed Forces, Canadian military, I don't know, I think either is correct. So very, very cool guy. Make sure to check his channel out. It's well worth it, I promise you that. And let him know Agrippa sent you. Thank you, guys. I shall catch you on the next one. And also, Araman, as always, thank you for moderating, my friend.